Morning. Grab your coffees. Let's have a chat. As you log on, please say good morning in the comments. Welcome to Wednesday. Going to give you a minute to log in. We are going to have some fun today. Garrett, the floor is so slippery in this section of this office. Yeah, all right. Going to give you a sec. I'm on time today, so look out. Hey, Angie. All right, be sure to say hi in the comments as you grab your coffee and settle in to connect with us this morning. Or depending where you're watching from, could be this evening or this afternoon or tomorrow. Happy to have you here. Welcome to Virtual Coffee Club. Hi, Dwayne. Hi, friend. You see, Ashley, that I found a buddy to be in the video with me today. We have many plant friends in the Freshly Pressed co-work space, so it's always a good time. All right. Welcome to Virtual Coffee Club. If this is your very first time checking us out, today is an interesting day for you to have a first time with us, but that's okay. We are going to have our free day today. We are going to let it out today. We are going to vent today because it's WTF Wednesday. And we do this, I don't know, we sometimes do it every Wednesday. We'll see how it goes, but I wanted to give you an outlet and a space to let it out a little bit because we are going through a lot of things and there's a lot of life getting thrown at us on a daily basis. And sometimes we need a free day to let that out, right? We are in the midst of a kindness revolution. If you are a part of Virtual Coffee Club, and we're excited to be promoting kindness in the world, we share in positivity, we're supporting each other through our mental long game through this time frame. But every once in a while, you need to be able to have a free day where the next 20 minutes, we don't have to be kind, we don't have to be positive, we don't have to be whatever. We're just going to take this window and give it a what the fuck moment. So this is your opportunity to post in the comments if there's something that has just been bugging you for the last little bit that you want to get off your chest. Today's the day to get off the chest. I'm not sure that made sense, but you know what I mean. Get it off your chest. And what I was thinking too is I've seen some really funny memes going around that I thought we could also share in the comments and have a little bit of a laugh today. So again, this would be if 2020 were a something, it would be whatever. So the example that I had shared, hi Kelly, is if 2020 was a candy, it would be called Shittles. The laxative, not even the candy. I saw this one, it was really funny. So if 2020 was a candy, it would be called Shittles. What is your 2020 meme? You can post it into the comments, you can type what you read somewhere, whatever that looks like. And today's an opportunity to get some of that off your chest. And I think I'll start in sharing a what the fuck moment is people who are shaming people for being sick. I think we've talked about this before, but I've never got to get a little heated about it. But I think it's disgusting that we would be mean towards each other as human beings going through, whether it's COVID, the flu, having a cold, whatever that looks like in this time frame. Good morning, Eleanor. Welcome. So that piece makes me crazy. The fact that people are afraid to share what they're going through, that people are feeling like they are less than you because maybe they got sick. If people are feeling like they are dirty or didn't follow the rules or didn't do something right just because they got sick is wrong. And it's okay. We've all had those human thoughts. You got to let them go. We cannot shame people for feeling sick. I've said this 1,000 times and I'll say it 1,000 more. The chances of you getting sick are relatively high. Okay? That does not mean in one iota that you are not following the rules or you are dirty or you are awful or et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Shit happens, friends, and it's going to happen to all of us. So we got to support each other through it because we are humans. So there. Good morning, Corey. Yeah, it's getting wild. It's getting wild in here today. So what's your What the Fuck Wednesday? What is something that is gnawing at you, clawing at you, that you've been trying to be like, okay, I'm going to mind shift this. I'm going to make it better. Let it out today. Let it out today. This is your day to do that. Liz is sharing. She just read the meme this morning that said, I can't wait for 2020 to be over. The response was, what if 2021 says, hold my beer? We don't know these things. We don't know these things. I love What the Fuck Wednesday. Good. Share. No one wants to get sick. You're right. Shit happens. It does. And the majority of us who get sick will in turn get well. Now, yeah, there are instances where that is not the case. And we don't know some of the long-term effects of what this disease / virus / whatever the hell we're calling it now does. But you will be supported through it 100%. Somebody asked me yesterday, maybe this conversation is over a little bit, but it's still every year makes me feel a little bit like, and it's a controversial one, it gets heated and you might completely disagree with me, but there's always this conversation every year about, do you think that it is disrespectful to put up Christmas decorations prior to Remembrance Day? This one makes me crazy. It makes me crazy that that's even a conversation that we waste our time on having. If you for one moment think that I don't care about the veterans who lost their life and those who lived and those who fought and those who continue to work in our military services around the world, if you think for 1 second that I don't respect them and love them because I also like to put up Christmas decorations whenever I choose to, you're crazy. You're crazy. What does fighting for freedom mean to you? What does the word freedom mean to you? There's interesting conversations going on right now about that. I think we even probably argued about this on a What the Fuck before Remembrance Day, but it's just, somebody asked me again yesterday what my opinion of it was. And I just thought, I choose to respect and honor our veterans 365 days a year, not just one day because society told me to, because that makes me feel better about it. Right? Makes me crazy that they think that. And I really don't think there was somebody out fighting in the war being like, you know what? We want our country to be free, but they better remember not to put their Christmas decorations on until November the 13th. Maybe I'm too flippant about it. Maybe I miss a piece of that. I think the way that retail works, if you understand retail and companies and the need to have things out way in advance. I mean, gosh, you guys, they put out school supplies in July. Sometimes even the end of June before school's ending, they're preparing for the next season. That's the way retail works. They have to put those pieces out. Do we still need to honor? Do we still need to build up what Remembrance Day ceremonies look like? 100%. Do we need to keep telling those stories so that our kids understand? 100%. We need to capture those stories. We need to tell those stories. We need to keep that moving forward. But it has nothing to do with when I decide to turn my fucking Christmas lights on, right? Who cares? And if people want to wait till after, okay, if people want, that's their tradition, that they don't put something up until it's over, good for you. We can do both. Like I've said 1,000 times before, right? It's and, not either or. You can put up Christmas decorations and honor vets on Remembrance Day. You can do both. There is not an either or there. And it's an interesting philosophy that people have decided that you have to choose that. And then they judge you that if you're one or the other, you're wrong. No, maybe in your mind, and that's fine, but keep it to yourself. No one cares. Anyway, I think it's too early, not because of Remembrance Day, because it's just too early. Yeah. There's a radio station in Calgary. I think it's 95.9. They start playing Christmas music on November the 1st, and they do 100% Christmas music all the way up to Christmas. It's fantastic. Do I listen to it all day long? No, but I don't mind listening to the Hallmark Christmas movies. I've watched probably 15 of them already. Good. Kelly, my decorations are going up Friday, earliest ever. Some people wait till December 1st, and that's fine too, but I just want to say, like, don't shame the people who like to put up their decorations on November the 1st. Actually, my husband's a vet. He loves Christmas. Can't wait to put the lights up because it brings him joy, right? And Alex getting excited about Christmas is one of the cutest things to watch. So I love that. People just fight to fight because they're energy suckers. Yeah. So let's What the Fuck Wednesday, the energy suckers. We don't need that. I knew a vet who commented on a shiny shoe guy who owns a lot in oil and gas, thinks I didn't fight for my right to decorate my yard. He's a jackass. Right? Exactly. Angie's on board too. I turned down, there's a street in my community over on the Northwest that I turned down the other night on the way to where we were making Christmas cards on Monday night. And there are so many houses already. Ashley, this is your street where there's so much Christmas lights up already outside. It was fantastic. And you know what? If you don't like to wait till December, it's totally fine. But I think about this every year when the weather is mild, why not put them up before it's minus 40 and you're freezing your little fingers off and you're busting the light bulbs and you're swearing at your partner for twisting the light and right? Like, let's do it when it's warm. It's not a big deal. What is it? They're 30 plus Hallmark movies. They're a guilty pleasure. They're so great. I mean, they're so ridiculous, but they're so great. So great. What else? What else is on your mind that gives you a What the Fuck Wednesday? I'm kind of tired of, if I can be honest, I'm tired of the fight about masks. I'm really I just have no energy left for it now. Like none whatsoever. And I'm tired of the weird judging crap that goes around it also. That's another WTF moment for me, is just stop fighting about it. Stop fighting about it. So Liz says, as the daughter of a vet, it's a 50-50 thing for me. I think before November 11th is too early, but I don't shame people for doing it. See, that's the thing, is we can each have our opinion. And Liz can say, Jody, I disagree with you. And I'll say, okay. I'm not going to be like, Liz, blah, 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 blah. No one cares. No one's got time for that shit. So what else? Have you seen any other, if 2020 were it would be funny memes that we can have a laugh about today? I'm still thinking about Shittles. That's just a great name for candy, I'm not gonna lie. But I know that there's some other ones out there that are kind of funny. So if you see them, even if you're catching this later, not live, or if you're watching with us now and you come across one later, come back and post it in the comments so we can have a little laugh about 2020 being the year that feels like it's socking it to us. And 2021, you know what, friends? is also going to be challenging, but there's every year that will be challenging. How many people thought at the end of 2019 that 2019 was the year that sucked, right? Like, it's all in our perspective of what's happened in that year. And some people are blessed with a lot more challenges in a year than others. And so each year feels different. So, 2020 hasn't been awesome, but there also has been some awesome pieces, right? That's why we started the kindness revolution. But 2021, like, we are still going to be challenged with a lot of the things the Great Pause has brought into our life in that same year. Just when December 31st hits, it's not going to all end. But there's some really incredible hope coming into 2021. And hope is an incredible best friend to bring alongside you, because she's going to get you through all of those pieces and keep her going. But is there anything else that's going up on your mind about anything else that's happening in the world? Kelly's going to vent. She says, I don't give a fuck about what many people do or say. I have enough on my plate to worry about for other people's opinions and choices, right? But it's hard, Kelly, don't you think, if you get attacked online? When you read words somebody writes to you, it feels a heck of a lot crazier than when they say them to you. Has anyone else ever experienced this before? I know I have in my past when I found or had things written online about me. When you're reading somebody's words that they took the time to craft out and write about you in a negative, mean, awful way, it feels way harder than if they said them to your face. And I don't know why. And maybe it's instance pertaining, but you don't have to care about what other people think. What my joy and hope of the world is that you can think them if you want to think them about other people, but then don't write them down and let them go, because that shit festers and that turns toxic, and we don't need that shit at all, like at all. And there was an interesting quote, I can't remember who it's by now, but an interesting quote about says something along the lines of, other people's opinions of you are actually none of your business, right? Like, we don't need to know them. They're none of our business. But we do have those moments where when we know someone thinks something or someone said something or wrote something, yeah, you have a human moment there, 100%. Cheryl says, the panic is crazy when one little cough and you have to get tested or you have to be off for 4 days. What the fuck, she says. The looks and the stares are ridiculous. Yeah, and you know what? It's that time of year when I walked down a block to a place I was going yesterday. And when you walk in, you just take a minute. The change from cold air to warm air, what happens? Your nose runs. So then my nose is running and I'm sniffing. And then everyone looks at you and you feel like, oh my gosh, I have to explain and justify why my nose is sniffing. That's science. That's just happening. But we become like all of a sudden we're apologizing for it. That feels weird to me and that's stupid to me. Like, stop. Like, people are going to have runny noses. Like, it's gonna happen. It is what it is. People are still gonna sneeze. We sneeze for a number of reasons. Look up the science behind sneezing and why we sneeze. It's a defense mechanism in our nose. So let's not freak the fuck out at everybody, right? Keep them coming. Throw them out there. What else has happened or you've seen or you've witnessed or you just can't believe goes on in our world that you just want to throw out there? I had an interesting, I think there's always interesting ones that circle around about politics and politicians. And I'll probably always preach not to protect, because I think we have to hold people accountable, especially people we vote into office. We have to hold people accountable. However, we don't have to say or get really mean about different things. And I was guilty of making a comment like this yesterday when somebody said we should name this ornament or whatever after a certain politician. And my response was, no, let's name it something nicer. That's not super kind of me. is it now at the end of the day? Human moment, 100%. Will I own it? 100%. Would I say it to that person's face? 100%. I would, but it wasn't necessary. So that could have been somebody else's what the fuck moment was. Why did she have to come in here and say that? Maybe they really like that particular politician. I don't know. There's a difference between holding somebody accountable and just being mean. And you cannot like somebody and then you can just cross the line to mean. And it happens in politics all the time. And my preach to that is always that if we continue to shit on all the people who sign up to represent us and be our voice in government, whether you agree with them or not, if we keep shitting on all of them, we're not going to get good ones running. And then what? Then what? The big, I think we'd like to just, right? I think we paint interesting, we paint with interesting brushes different professions, I guess, right? Like there's all of the jokes about lawyers and there's jokes about car dealerships and or car dealers or car salesmen. And there's jokes about politicians and there's things, but like, think about when you brush stroke joke something. Is it necessary? Is it just mean? Or is it actually funny? I mean, would you find there's an interesting line? Okay, I know we're going to go over time, but one last final thought that I would love to hear from you. Would you find that there's an interesting line that we walk in humor? And I say this in that I'm extremely sarcastic as a person. Humor is my default for everything. I like to make fun of different things in good spirit. I 100% believe my heart is pure in those things. But we walk this interesting line for those jokes and funny. And then do we overthink that with maybe it was just meant to be funny, but it's totally taken the wrong way? Like, I don't think I tell a lot of off-color jokes, like, or off-side jokes or whatever the saying is, but sometimes you do. And then do we overthink, like, is there a weird line that we have right now in our world of for the sake of the joke, or does the joke get sacrificed, or is it funny or not funny? Like, do you know what I mean? Just another thought that popped into my head. But there we are. Keep continuing. Something will pop into your brain at some point today. You might experience a moment today where you get a what the fuck, where somebody cuts you off in traffic, or people who like finger you in traffic. I don't understand what that is. Like, where's that coming from? Especially if you made an honest to goodness mistake, or you missed, like, I don't think any of us are out there driving erratically on purpose to cut people off or to not stop long enough at a stop sign, or if your car like slides on the ice a bit or something. Like, we're not out there intentionally trying to drive like dickheads. It happens sometimes, but the reaction from people is so insane. I had a little old lady flip me the bird once and I was gobsmacked. And really, it was like my car slid on the ice and there was nothing I could do. Gobsmacked. Vicious little lady. Anyway, if you think of another What the Fuck Wednesday, this is your platform today to let it out. It's your free day. It's your cheat day. It's your, I got to get this off my chest, I'm going to explode day. If you don't want to do it online, you can also try just doing it in your own space if you want, and just make sure you vet something out today. If somebody is being hurtful to you, if somebody has said something, if somebody is just pissing you off, whatever that looks like, I want you to let it out today and release it. Get it out of your body, get it out of your mind, get it out of your system, let it go, and we continue on the journey of awesome together. Have an amazing rest of your Wednesday, my friends. Thank you for having some fun with me today. Keep posting those if 2020 were memes as well, and we'll have a little bit of laugh, and we'll see you back here tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time.